Well, we might be live, so thanks for joining me. And get our act together in another second here. Couldn't get this thing to work with my Android phone for some reason, so trying with an iPhone and just praying. You'll see on the channel there's like 4 of these things set up, or there was last I looked. Hopefully everybody knows to click the link. If the thing's not working, they'll find us. But thanks for being here. A few minutes ago when I was trying to start, I saw that there was a rainbow happening. That happens all the time here because of the mist over the falls there. So I usually don't start the streams from quite here, but we'll get moving and see what we can see. Scratch and PPA, thanks for being here, by the way, as always. Trying desperately to do 3 things at once here. Oh, it looks like we might be live. Maybe not. My goodness. And I thank you for everybody for your patience if we are. I am just testing because I haven't been able to get one of these GoPros to work ever. I've got a 12 now, and previously tried doing this with a 7 and an 8, so there we go. I do see we're live, so forgive all the shaky camera nonsense. There's that beautiful rainbow that I was talking about. Sometimes I wait until I'm over by the falls to start filming just because of that, but I wanted to catch this. It comes and goes. It's a very beautiful day. The temperature is apparently 13 degrees Celsius. There was a bit of wind that was making it feel like 10. Almost my favorite weather. 2 or 3 more degrees and I'd be happy. I like things a little bit cooler than everybody else. Look at that, eh? Isn't that just amazing? It's not always so vibrant, but we can really see that. Very cool. I'll do some introductions in a second, but this is just a test, so thank you everybody for hanging out. I know I said a month ago I'm gonna try to get out and do these more. It's like else I say. So Kristen, my love, thanks for being here. Scratch and PPA. Antoinette at Fun is a longtime friend. Chef Mama Bliss and Home Bartending with John are both in the house. Jess Journals and Unboxes is here, so thank you for coming in. Hilda DC, she's been active today. I've seen her she dropped a video earlier, and then she's been out in other people's stuff. I saw her in Cabaret Gaming earlier. I'm always happy to see everybody supporting each other. Rushing Wind Mountain, good to see you in the house. So let's start walking. I don't know how far I'm gonna go. I've gotten really fat over the winter, and may not be able to take more than less than half of what we usually do. I'm feeling pretty lazy too. But there's no excuse not to be out today when I'm so overdue. And look at how beautiful everything looks. We're still just barely on the edge of spring, so the trees haven't got their leaves yet, but Niagara Falls is a beautiful city. I think I love it more and more all the time. Really cool skyline. Obviously there's a million things to do here, and the city is full of history, as you can imagine. We're looking over the river at our American friends, and there's all these little places here where they've got these plaques, if we want to call them this. I don't know if there's a better name for that, where we can see some history. This one's describing the Niagara Parks Commission, which seems to run just about everything around here. Forgive me, I saw all the names in the chat. I haven't read anything. But thank you everybody for being here. A really nice day. I know everybody's here. Everybody here is part of the Tuber Chat family as well. So thank you everybody, because the music channel will be monetized likely any day now. We just I didn't realize I hadn't uploaded anything in 90 days over there, and just did a few streams. We should be good to go, and then I'm going to try to add a couple more fun things. There's always people here, but it's not overwhelmingly busy, obviously. That'll come after Easter and after May 2-4 weekend. You won't be able to, well, you'll be able to move, but you know what I mean. It'll be very, very, very busy.
Actually, spots like that in the US.
Usually I start the streams from either somewhere around here or just a few feet away. Lots of people really enjoying the views and taking lots of selfies and pictures and everything else. This is the Horseshoe Falls, otherwise known as the Canadian Falls. The rainbow is something else today. That might be the most vibrant one we've seen. So I'm glad I caught that. Yeah, not barely a cloud in the sky, right? And it is blue. It looks like summer, feels like spring. Even the Ferris wheel looks sparkly from here, with the sun reflecting on it. Feeling the mist now, so I want to hopefully not get it all over the lens. If you guys don't mind letting me know if the lens gets all blurry from the water. But you can see it's not that wet around here, so we should be out of it in a moment. Lots of snow and ice still at the bottom of the falls, and these lookout areas will take a while to melt, I guess. Must be colder down there than it is up here. There's the American Falls over there, and then the Rainbow Bridge, which we have crossed many times. Andy Heinrich, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Mark the Shark is here. Much love and aloha, my friend. Yeah, home bartending with John. It's something else down here when it's full-on tourist season summer. I'm glad that we got this thing working finally, but you can see, those of you who accidentally stumbled across the other coming soon things today, there was at least 4 of them, pardon me, where we're trying to get the stream going. It just didn't want to connect with my Android phone. So specifically, just in case anybody's wondering about how we stream with GoPros, because I finally got this working, it's using the hotspot from an Android phone right now to send the signal, but the app is on an iPhone. which is my regular phone, if that makes any sense. Should be able to do it with just one phone, but I always have two. I got one on like a super cheap plan and then one that I use every day, just so that when we're streaming like this, I can read the chat on another phone. You see what I mean? This is weird. They took out all the brick here and just put asphalt. I noticed that change just walking over it. And here's where everything's wet. There's more mist here. That rainbow goes all the way across, eh? Buffalo by bicycle, good to see you in the house. Yeah. The 51st state, we'll see. If they ever offer me a dual citizenship, I'm taking it, I'll tell you right now. I love Canada, I'm proud to be Canadian, but I love my American friends and America itself. Henry Leslie, Vermont, good to see you in the house. I don't have a gimbal for this. Kristen got me a gimbal a long time ago as a gift, and it was meant for the older GoPros. So I still have a 5, but I couldn't get that thing to go live properly either. And then tried a friend's 7 and 8 or whichever ones they were, and didn't have luck with that. But the 12, by now they're supposed to be able to go live easily. And I didn't realize that it was going to schedule it either, which is a really cool thing, because we love scheduling our live streams. Yeah, when I say it, it's an authentic A. I catch myself doing it all the time. I've done a lot of live streaming and videos on the channel, but some of them feature the light shows on the Niagara Falls. Those are the LED panels. Yeah, Toronto does have a vibrant music scene. Niagara Falls too, actually. I'll get a closer view in a second here. I wonder if Kristen remembers how much those hot dogs were that I like complaining about during COVID. I'll show you the restaurant in a second, where we went and found out what a, I think it was $9 hot dog was like. Wow, it really looks like something else with the snow and the ice still there. Very interesting way to look at this. Oh, $7? Yeah, still. It was, what are they, 50 cents at Costco, or are they $1.50 now? I forget. We think about it all the time. Every time we go to Costco, we think about having a hot dog, and then we just don't. One thing I don't know if I considered before, with so much trouble with trying to live stream and things around here, it has been good for a few years, but when I started trying to do these things, we had trouble with the streams cutting off. And I was thinking about it while I was setting up today, but I wonder how much of that was due to the fact that so many people are on the signal at the same time. When you go to large public events like concerts and rallies and things like this, often there could be too many people congesting the network or networks. We can't keep connections. But out here, they're supposed to have public Wi-Fi. I could never get it to work very well, but I'm sure things have improved over the years. Skylon Tower is interesting. I say this all the time now, but the elevators on the outside there, very different from the CN Tower, where the elevators on the inside. I talk about the Skylon Tower all the time. That was that restaurant, by the way, here, and gift shop and everything else. During COVID, you couldn't go in there, but they had barbecues outside, so they could still serve a little bit. Oh, yeah, Buffalo by bicycle, that's no fun. This place is known as the honeymoon capital of the world, so I imagine that a lot of people either begin or end their relationships. I don't mean to laugh, but I hadn't thought that that might be the case. Sure, a lot of beginnings here. I remember going on a vacation with somebody once who was in a fresh relationship, and he's so that's just. And he said to me on the last day, we were just hanging out, and he goes, "Oh," I go, "It's over." Why? He goes, "Oh, at the end of the vacation, it's always over." And I go, "Oh, that's too bad." The Maid of the Mist and the horn blower won't be running just yet. I'm not sure how soon they start, but that snow and ice has to get out of there. It's got to be too dangerous for them, I guess. I mention all the time, I don't even know how the captains run those ships. Or the currents are so strong. I've caught that many times in videos or streams. That is really something else, eh? The snow and ice over there. I don't think even I've seen it quite like that ever. You can see they got as well. This costs like a couple dollars. The video doesn't look too awfully shaky, I guess. I wonder if that's just the GoPro itself. I hadn't even gone through setting this thing up, so I'm not sure if I've got the action smooth, whatever they call it, super smooth that up. Not bothered doing. We show do a timey unboxing. I had a toonie for every video that I filmed and didn't finish. Golf dome, something like popular over cities. Huge, looks like a Ferris wheel. That's like something else too. Oh wow, yeah. Vermont. I love things like that. Very lucky. Around here there's lots of it. The CN Tower in Toronto has rotating restaurant. Skylon Tower, which I just showed, had one. We used to have this nightclub in Toronto at an area called Ontario Place down by Lake Ontario, and they had globes like what we see over there. What do you call those? I can't. Not geodesic dome. I forget what the word is. It had. I think there was a theater there. Pardon me, coughing over nothing here. Nike in that place. It had a rotating floor. That was super cool. They had, pardon me, windows all around, so you get this beautiful view of Lake Ontario. And they would fireworks, sparklers, look like sparklers. Armstrong Adventures. Bill, forgive me, I haven't sent your package yet, but I will absolutely do that right away. Bill won a giveaway. I don't do them all the time, rarely actually, but we did that on the Tuber Chat channel for the 800th episode. So I'll get that going. What a beautiful day. Oh, that's cool. Buffalo by bicycle. Yeah, I've been to Crystal Beach a few times, but I wasn't aware of the Friendship Trail. Kristen knows a lot more about the whole region than I do, even after living here now officially for almost 9 years. I still spent, up until now, was spending most of my time, or half of my time, in Toronto. So not as much time to explore around here as I wish. And I keep coming here. But why wouldn't you? If you're just going to walk, I can't imagine a better place. That's what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm standing here talking about it. I say I'm going to go out and do these live streams much more often than I actually do, but the good news is that I usually catch it once per season. You know, I've been doing these for a few years, so we get to see the winter. It's much different, obviously. They have an incredible light show, one of those Christmas light displays all through the city. And then summer, obviously you can imagine what it looks like, but the grass is green and the trees are full and they got bushes and flowers, and you know, Niagara Falls is extremely well kept. $29-day cruise. It's just, I bother going home, just take a month at a time. That is incredible. I am in full jealousy mode. I was lucky to have worked on a cruise ship for one summer, so I have the slightest idea and exhilarating a cruise can be. Bill's got lots of friends. That's Armstrong Adventure. He's got lots of friends on YouTube. Also do a lot of cruising. So we couldn't see a lot of that content during COVID, obviously, right? The cruise industry just seemed to halt completely. And then a few years ago, we started to see, I think it's 2.5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we started to see all the travel and cruising content coming in. Now there's more than ever, obviously. But I enjoy it always. Area too. Families come and hang out and all that. I'll have to listen back and see how the audio is. I'm assuming it's okay, but with a GoPro the mic is obviously facing the wrong direction for me, although I'm talking a lot more than I expected anyway. Really just here for the view and to try this out. Towards the zip line. Not sure season that runs. It's got to be opening soon. I forget every year. Just give you where we've come from for today's walk. I can tell you this too, while I was trying to get this stream going, I don't know how long it was, call it 20 minutes, the battery on the GoPro really started to die faster than I imagined. And I've got a power bank that's powering it right now, but my imagination tells me that these live streams won't see the battery last the 2 hours that they're supposed to. Try again. One thing I never think of either is putting a Bluetooth on, or AirPods or something, as the microphone. I know lots of people do that, or it seems like it anyway. The sound of the fall. Kristen and I, doesn't matter summer or winter, night, and even if it's just a tiny bit, but you can hear the falls from there. We did the zip line on the channel. They made us put the they made me put my phone away at the time, but I was prepared. I had a GoPro on as well, and they let you wear a GoPro if you got the harness, right? I had the chesty harness. Crochet and knit around New Zealand. Good to see you in the house. Yeah, it looks like I'm floating all bad. I don't have a gimbal today, so it's a little shakier than usual. And then thank you, Buffalo by Bicycle. Thank you, Scratch and PPA also. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that, whether to do something about that with Bluetooth. My son got me some I think they're Bluetooth lavalier microphones a long time ago, and I haven't used those yet either. thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm just gonna head right back. But I'll save that for, let's say, the next stream. Maybe I'll start up there. Sometimes I do that. You see where all the action is. It's like a little mini Vegas. I'll soon get myself some sunglasses too. I love procrastinating with that stuff. They do fireworks here every day in the summer season. I think it's every day still. Used to be a few times a week. Maybe it's after COVID they started punching that up a bit. But I've been able to come and catch that. And in case anybody is around here, to come around here, standing anywhere around that zip line tower, anywhere on it, let's just say, is the perfect place to film the fireworks from. And since they shoot them from down where the water is, close to it, they are a lot closer to us than fireworks usually would be. So you see them so up close and bright and everything else. Yeah, I thought about making, you know, the whole title, Niagara Falls and all that stuff, but I figured just in case things didn't work out so smoothly, I better just say testing the GoPro. We'll try it out and I'll have a look back at it after and see what the video looks like. I'm sure it's just as good as a iPhone or a Samsung. I don't remember if I have the 23 or the 24. I think it's a 23. But obviously they're all incredible, the cameras. It occurred to me the other day that I better hurry up and get out and do some of this, because with the music channel I had forgotten that I hadn't uploaded or streamed or anything in over 90 days and the monetization dropped. So I didn't want that to happen with everybody here. Knows I'm not nearly as active as I should be, but like I always say, maybe I'll try to get out more, especially on days like this. You'll see the difference in a couple of months when it's so busy. Oh, it looks even better. Yeah, there's a GoPro 12, so it should be great. And it might be the angle too, right? Because GoPro has a setting where it's a bit of a wider camera angle, which means you're able to catch more in the frame than you would with a regular camera. It's really hard to explain until you see them side by side and say, oh, now I know what you're talking about. But that might be a selling point right there. Maybe we'll keep the GoPro going for these. I'm gonna try hooking it up to Restream too, and then we'll push it out on Twitch and DLive and Trovo. Maybe I'll even do Facebook and X. Having a real hard time calling that X. And yeah, the GoPro's got its own stabilization. Thank you for that. When I have the phone, I got a gimbal. I have the Osmo 4, but I never upgraded, and I don't think they make them anymore. I think they stopped after the 6, but the 4 is so great I didn't even bother. I think Kristen has a 5, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm still using the you know, I'm holding it with right now, the stand that I reviewed on my channel. Some of you have seen there's these 2 reviews, and they're sponsored products where they, you know, they just sent them and I did the videos. But these are the most incredible stands that I have seen or used ever. And yeah, I ended up buying a ton of them, but I recommend them all. At the bottom extends lengthy, so you can use it as a selfie stick or a tripod kind of idea, and folds up fast and quick so you can carry it around. So I put my gimbal on top. Even today I just got the GoPro with one of those attachments screwed on top of it. Should try one of these streams with horizon lock on the GoPro as well. That'll probably even settle down the motion a bit, if that's a thing that can be used for live streaming. I don't know. Of course, between transit, now Uber, Lyft, and whatever else is around, it's obviously easy to get everywhere too. Yeah, I've called it Twitter up until now. Henry Leslie, Vermont. I'm not sure how much you can actually go down there. They have this thing called View Behind the Falls. I forget if that's what it's called. Kristen knows better than me. And then they take you down to a platform that's not quite all the way down, I don't think, but apparently you can walk through a cavern that's back there. Then our American friends have that lookout spot that we see. I haven't been over there, but they obviously get a look from that point. But if you take the zip line, then they bring you back up that hill with I forget if it's a golf cart, I think it is. So you would be able to see for a second down there. If there's something else, I'm unsure. Yeah, I got the phone as close to the GoPro as I can, basically. It's in a breast pocket on in my jacket, so the signal is literally not 2 feet away from it even. Signal shouldn't be bad. I am on Virgin Mobile and have been for like 20 years or whatever it is, and they just run off a Bell, the ever so famous Bell phone company. When you think about Rogers and Bell in Canada, it's basically like T-Mobile and Verizon in the States, if I understand right. The sun is super bright too. Anybody in the chat rollerblade? I tried when I was a kid. Tried a couple people's rollerblades, and I skated. I played hockey, ice hockey, for years and years, and couldn't get rollerblades happening. The street that I lived on had quite an incline, so I'd have to go from tree to tree, smashing myself into them to slow down. But I do wish that I had learned to rollerblade. Apparently it's great for fitness, but you can imagine rollerblading around here. It'd be fun, at least now when it's not so busy. Oh, I got to take bot tricks off. Yeah, thank you everybody. After all this time, we did pass the 10,000 a while ago.
So you see this thing where he was doing this trying to send us to yeah, crochet and knit around New Zealand. Trish, on the opposite side,
When I look across the river, we're seeing Niagara Falls, USA over there. And then if I pointed that way, somewhere that direction, about 20 minutes drive is Buffalo, yeah, Buffalo, and in Canada it's Fort Erie. But that's Niagara Falls, USA right there. The casino is the tallest building. I reference it all the time. Been there many times as well. That Rainbow Bridge, I probably crossed over 100 times. And then between all the different bridges, at least 150, somewhere around there. You could kayak across. Bearded Eagle, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I don't mean to. Yeah, jumping up on those railings. I'm already afraid of heights. I ain't doing that. But you see the custom signs they had made for that? No, never mind, those cost a fortune, but well worth it, I suppose, to try to keep that stuff to a minimum. I should look up one day. I don't know how many TV shows and movies and things Niagara Falls have been in. People always reference, I think it was Superman 2, where it was right in this area. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. Anybody can correct me if you know. You don't need a visa. You need a passport, though. You have to have a passport, and then Canadians and Americans can travel somewhat freely between the two countries. I've been through probably everything there is to go through at the border. I took a friend's Escalade across many years ago. But they had to pull me over and they said, let me get this straight. You're taking your boss's wife's Escalade across the border whenever you want? I'm like, well, not whenever I want, but yeah. And they had the drug dog come and sniff the whole vehicle and everything else. I thought that was overdoing it, but whatever. Sometimes they hold you for just a minute, and sometimes it's hours. But as anybody would guess, I never do anything wrong, so I do love my freedom, as we like to call it. Yeah, Escalade is Cadillac, the, as far as I know, largest luxury Cadillac SUV truck looking thing. I was driving a car at the time that was on its last legs. The car that I'm referencing, I used to take across the border. On its last day, it literally burst into flames. the engine. It was a horrifying experience, and that was the end of that. I tend to drive cars right until they can't drive anymore. But when that was when I started doing a little bit of work in the States. I used to be a crazy, silly, fresh DJ in a past life, and when I first was going over there, I was working at a nightclub, and the owner had said, "Please don't tell me you're taking your car down there." I said, "Yeah." So he's like, no, you take my car and I will use yours. It was nice of him. Yeah, it is a mini bus basically. Escalades became super popular right before Grand Theft Auto 4. So that's got to be getting on 10 years, 20 years almost now, right? Maybe it's older than I think. They're still around. There's a beautiful rainbow again. This is how we started the stream. That is so bright. See these always here. Not always, but on the good days, you know what I mean. Oh goodness. Crocheting it around New Zealand, yeah. I always call everybody by their full channel names, or not always, but almost always. I've had a couple people say, like, Vermont Paint and Photo is Bruce. He's like, "Kevin, just call me Bruce, man." Kind of funny, we known each other for how many years, but I'm always referencing channel names so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Even though Trish, there's Trish right there. Yeah, I certainly wish, Jesse. You know, this one seems to disappear right into the water, but the other side there, the pot of gold is right there. If anybody wants to mark the spot, that would have been the theme for yesterday, right? St. Patrick's Day. Or Pete's birthday the day before that, and Jerry from Butler Family Farm has his birthday tomorrow. We're gonna do a tuber chat stream and then a music stream for 1 hour, and then right into his, he'll do a giveaway. They do lots of giveaways over there. Jory, good to see you in the house. Jory's changed his name a million times, but most of us recognize him as soon as I say Jory. He does gaming, of course. There's lots more to look at. I never really go the other way, like where we're pointed. But there's a lot to do in Niagara Falls. I know a lot of people come here for a weekend or a long weekend, but there's much more to do than what somebody could accomplish in a few days. Elevate with Vern came last summer to visit with Kristen and Kira and I, and met up with another couple friends. She said she might come back too. She lives in Upper New York State. Oh, the Stock Explorer, Nora, good to see you in the house. I'm just about to wrap it up, actually. Let's leave it on a high note here with our beautiful rainbow. It's a good start and finish for a test live stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and I'll try to get out again sometime soon. I'm glad the GoPro seemed to work out, so for anybody considering a GoPro, I'm using a 12 and it seemed to work out just fine. Yeah, the honeymoon capital of the world, Henry. Now there's tons and tons and tons of history around here. I have barely scraped the surface so far with anything I might be right about. Thanks everyone for coming in, and we'll see everyone again soon.